So I guess we need to rewind the clock by 7 years or so. It's the summer of 2011. I'm stuck on the sofa with my leg in plaster, having suffered a partially ruptured Achilles tendon. So my right leg is in plaster. I'm there for 10 weeks stuck at home. And during this period of time I get to see the Tour de France. I get to watch it live every single day. It was the year that Cadel Evans won the yellow jersey, the year that Mark Cavendish won the green jersey. And whilst watching the tour every day, I got to see people with their motorhomes, caravans, tents lining the road, watching the tour go past. And I remember thinking to myself, how cool would it be to be able to take a vehicle of sorts, or even go camping and be able to do the same thing and just watch the tour go by every single day, every stage. So I guess that's where the catalyst, or the seed, whatever you want to call it, started. So yeah, the Tour de France was always a bucket list item for me. Now I saw it with my daughter Ava when it started in Yorkshire, and we went for, I think we were just outside of Ripley Castle, I think it was, and we watched one of the early stages that finished in Harrogate, and we went to see it, and that was my first experience of seeing the Tour de France. But I always wanted to see it in France, and still maybe one year I will do it. I still want to actually go and watch it properly, see them depart, see a finish, go up into the mountains and see some mountain stages and stuff like that. But yeah, that trip to France with the children in 2019 was awesome. And I think that was the first time that the kids had seen the van as well, and so I got to experience a little bit of van life. I mean, I don't think it is for them, but you know, it was just a really cool trip. It was a really decent campsite, Of course, I've always got the tent in here, got a nice 5-man tent in here, so I pitched that up, and then the kids have got somewhere to sleep and everything and hang out. And yeah, it was a long old drive to go and see half a day, well, not even half a day, a morning's worth of activity. But I just love the build up and the cavalcade of motorbikes and team cars, and then the build up to the caravan, which is the sort of big sort of publicity, advertisement sort of parade that precedes the tour by, I think it goes through about 45 minutes or so before the race comes by. And yeah, being smacked on the head by sweets and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's brilliant. Love it. But that whole build up to that is just so cool, and then in between it's just a parade of police outriders and journalists and press cars and all sorts of stuff, and that anticipation and the waiting and the build up to the guys coming through. And then you always know when they're coming through, because the telltale sign of the helicopters, you can hear the helicopters in the distance, the camera crew filming live, and so you listen out for those, and then you then just get this parade of vehicles coming through, and then the bikes come past you and you're like, oh, there you go, bump, thank you. I mean, we're quite lucky at the stage that we saw it. I think there were, I don't know, about 3 or 4 riders that had sort of made a breakaway, so they came through first, and then the peloton came about sort of 3 or 5 minutes afterwards, and the peloton whizzes past you and you're like, brilliant. And then it's just a parade of motorbikes and team car after team car after team car after team car. It's just like backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. You're like, wow. And then that's it. It's all over. And up to that point, you've been waiting there for, I mean, we'd sort of like camped out. We got because the campsite was really close by, so I chose the campsite because it was off the road where the route was, and we took our camping chairs and we had a bag with snacks and everything like that. But we were waiting for a good sort of, I suppose, a good hour and a half or 2 hours. It was really hot as well. It was lovely. But that was so cool to do that, and it was, to have your home that's literally just parked a few minutes away is just really nice to then be able to just go back home and then just chill and get the barbie on and everything like that. So yeah, that was another highlight of 2019.